Okay, YouTube, since today is the start of a supermoon, supermoon kind of it appears to be just as full on, I guess, the day before and the day after. So the actual full moon, when it's 100% illuminated, occurs on the 3rd, I believe. I've seen some stuff saying the 4th, but it's it's full both days, so I guess just they had to pick one for what's gonna be the day of the full moon, when all the people who are into astrology can say all the people who are into astrology can say when they can blame all their misfortune or what the crazy things they do that day on the moon. So this one's actually called the Wolf Moon. Yes, we are past the cold moon, which was in December, which it's probably, I feel like it's gonna get colder in, the rest of January, but colder than it was in December because it only snowed like twice and really wasn't that cold. It was mostly wind. Mostly wind now, since now today is a full moon. We're wishing for things to banish from our lives. Things we want to get rid of. Things you've been holding on to for too long, or that you never want to collect in the first place. Please remove. Oh, and this moon is in Cancer. I need to tell you that the zodiac, well, the time of Cancer, when the birth month is like June 21st to July 23rd, I think. But it's just with the precession of the Earth, it's the records and the information that was collected in ancient times, like Greeks and the Romans, who were, I guess, the best astronomers, since there was no air pollution back then. Yeah, their stuff is, I guess, a month out of date, because now the Earth keeps moving, traveling through space. So first, I want to remove from this world violence, because it obviously doesn't help anyone. See, is there any good form of violence? Yes, some people would say like hunting or practicing axe throwing is pretty cool, but obviously I'm not aiming it at a person, just those wooden targets. So that's fun. Some people may consider that violence, but whatever. So, let's see, what do we want to remove from this world? Let's say corruption, because with the current political climate and corruption has probably been part of the political systems forever. And I guess like you say the mafia is corrupt. The mafia, or anyone who does crime, anything involving crime, that's corruption or well, I guess corruption means more things that are done in secret, like things you would not hear about on the news, but are things you would not hear about on the news, but are done behind closed doors. Things they try to hide you, like circumcision, because I've heard a lot of people say if circumcision was done in the hallway, then it would end in one day. It would end overnight. Because, they usually take the baby, into a separate room, and they soundproof the room and no windows. So they tell the parents, you can't come in and whatever, which is stupid. 3, what I want less of. I'll say clutter because I know lots of people who have that problem with. I mean, you can tell from just my bedroom and everything. There's stuff that is I don't know, some stuff that is just out of place, and so clutter doesn't really help anyone. I mean, hoarding is becoming a bigger problem with many people. That's why, storage units, there are lots of storage units opening up. But, I don't know. Yes, clutter equals chaos, so. What else do you want to remove? Obliviousness, because I'm sure there are probably things that I'm not aware of right now that, people would consider me oblivious to, because, or even other people, because we haven't heard about them, and yes, there are definitely things out there that I have not come across yet. So 5, what do we want less of? Discomfort, because, well, one that happens with, that's a very common side effect of circumcision. Since you're missing a piece of skin, quote unquote skin, that was meant to be there, that's supposed to, skin is pretty much the way your body defends itself from the outside world. Yes, skin is a protective barrier against external contaminants and irritants. Same reason we have the extra skin of the nose covering the sinuses, or the extra skin of the eyelid covering the eyeballs, extra skin of the ears covering the eardrums, because, all those things, sinuses, eyeball, and eardrums, they easily get infected, especially if something gets stuck in there, like something that isn't supposed to be in there. Like, when I was about 6 years old, I remember my neighbors who had a baby sister, they stuck a radio antenna in her ear, and of course that caused an ear infection. And sticking a radio antenna in someone's ear, it's crazy. So we want less of. less anxiety because, well, I've actually been experiencing a lot less anxiety lately because it's always there, it's always with me, and plus other people, I'm sure that's just a problem in society where, I don't know, I've heard a lot of people complain about anxiety, so it's good to get rid of. Let's get rid of, oh, less, lethargy. We gotta include this lethargy because, I mean, I know at times even I can have that where I just feel tired or don't want to get up. Like, yeah, I've heard a lot of people, especially older people, say that they don't know if they can get up or they have a hard time getting up and whatever. Oh. We want less numbness because I'm sure there are lots of people who, if they had more sensitivity to, I guess, other people's thoughts and feelings, or other people's thoughts and feelings, or what's really important, like, some things are more important than money, like treating other people kindly, and I don't know, realizing the equilibrium between masculine and feminine energies, which are just yin and yang, which are manifestations of different, I don't know, actions, and it's like softness and hardness, and how they're important, and I don't know, to just realize how the world, how the universe works and everything. So 9, it's gotta be a short one. What do I want less of? I said less challenge because, I don't know, I realized as I do my daily routines, sometimes it does get kind of, feels repetitive, and it's can put strain on your body, strain, and yes, and for the last one, wanted to put stagnation because, I mean, right now I feel like I have writer's block, or, well, I guess my main project is pastel drawings, but I find it hard to think of one at times. I mean, like in the past, I've had visions of when I close my eyes, and I was able to paint the visions, but it's been a while since I've had those experiences, so okay, now we need to decorate this because I don't know, there's the whole rest of the paper, which it's just blank right now, and I mean, that'd be pretty boring to just have these 10, a list of So that's the Ankh. And I always need to put in the all-seeing eye because, I don't know. I mean, one thing I said, I wanted less obliviousness, and being able to see things more clearly is obviously helpful. And, now I've heard that this sigil means confidence, but I don't know, it can mean, I guess it can mean whatever you want. It means whatever you put into it. That's very true. The Marilyn Manson quote, it only means what you put into it. And I feel like that's very true. Yes, it's true. Mm. Okay, now the eye looks something like this. Just filling it in. Okay, that's already filled enough. Do we have any more room? Yes. I believe that is the sigil for cobalt, which the reason why vegans cannot get B12 these days, the reasons why you need to supplement is because, from what I've read, what I've seen, thanks to 1,000 years of intensive agriculture, most soils are depleted of B12 producing bacteria. But I guess maybe that's different if you get wild food, like, I don't know, dandelions or mushrooms or rose hips or something else, wild kale or something. But maybe not. Maybe not. I'm not too certain about the B12. Don't take my word for it. I'm not a B12 expert or a nutritionist, or that's not my specialty. Now the back, we need to do the constellation of see, this moon is in Cancer. It's closest to Cancer, and Cancer is one of the 13 zodiac signs. It is, or 12 is 12 or 13. So see Aries, Taurus, Gemini, that's 3. Then Leo, Cancer 5, Virgo 6, Libra 7, Scorpio 8, Sagittarius 9, Capricorn 10, Aquarius 11, Pisces 12. But they have discovered Ophiuchus is, I guess the Greeks use Ophiuchus as the 13th, but I don't know, the Romans, they didn't like Ophiuchus. They thought it was ugly, so I mean, there were 12 that were known for a while, but now we know Ophiuchus, the 13th. That it was just the Romans didn't like the way it looked, so. So I'll put in the common sign for Aquarius, as that's the common sign. Yeah, putting in more than one. The constellation is, I mean, at first when I looked at this full moon, it said it would be closest to Capricorn, and when we looked at Capricorn, it's pretty simple. It's just a triangle. The Capricorn constellation, I thought that would be the easiest, but then no, Cancer was pretty simple also. Let's see, it's something like this. It's like the Y that's slightly bent. Well, I think this branch is supposed to be shorter, but whatever, this is not astronomy class or whatever. I'm sure if you were in class, you'd have the internet image right in front of you, but on things I know about the constellation, I know that it is best seen in the early spring, so like March. That's for the northern hemisphere, and for the southern hemisphere, it's best seen in fall, like October, November. And I know it's a relatively faint, a relatively dim constellation, so to see it, you need a very dark sky, very good conditions for seeing. So, dark sky and probably powerful binoculars or telescope. I'm sure a telescope would be better than binoculars, but I don't know. And I know this. Some Messier objects. This contains the Beehive cluster. The Beehive cluster is a group of stars, an open cluster that has things like, I think there's Tenerife. I think one of the stars is named Tenerife or something, and it's like it's a binary star that actually has like a red giant and a yellow giant actually, and it's only like 180 light years away, or 183 light years away. So, yeah, some of Cancer is actually pretty close, and it has things like the other stars like Alzanaba. I think Alzanaba means in Arabic means the claw, and Alzanaba is the brightest star, and it is I don't really, I don't know, it's like 290 light years away or something like that. And there's Akubins, which is like the fourth brightest star. So, yeah, it's not fourth brightest, but it's, I don't know, you didn't really come here for astronomy stuff, so if you're curious about that, I'll let you look it up, and I'll put link in the description. A link in the description for the, let's see, the Cancer constellation. I just know the mythology is Hera, she knew that Hercules was a son that was begotten, that was produced by an affair that Zeus had. You know, Zeus had, I guess, lots of children, women besides Hera. He was really supposed to be married to Hera, but in one of his affairs, he had Hercules, and Hercules was like the greatest fighter, and he boasted as whatever, he could handle any challenge. And then like Hera sent the crab Cancer to, I don't know, distract him while he fought Hydra, and then when the crab was killed, Hera felt bad for the crab, so Hera put the crab in the sky, and yeah, and see anything else? That is a sigil for sea salt, actually. It means sea salt, so I guess that's the best type of salt. So if you do eat salt, which is not really, I don't know, salt, or too much sodium, too much salt can be irritating, an irritant to the body. It can cause problems, like especially blood pressure. And I mean, that's how restaurants get you. They salt everything. They put a lot of salt on everything because they know that'll make you thirstier and you'll order drinks. So that is the sigil for Anya, the demon of lust. And actually, that wasn't. I don't think that was too good, so I'll draw it again. And we of course need to get a Reiki symbol in here because Reiki is all about relaxation, and everyone wants more relaxation. Relaxing is the goal, I guess. So that is a Reiki symbol, and I'll fit in one more over here. But this is about the middle, so. Yes, that is a Reiki symbol. It is unnamed. And, see, what else? What can I fit over here? We'll put a swastika over here. Notice that it is not, truncated, or it's not tilted, like, when when the Nazis used it, it was turned 45 degrees. It was turned a little bit. There is a website called proswastika.org, so I think the swastika originally belonged to the Hindus and also Jainism, I think. Like, the people of India used it before the Germans, before World War II, but so I guess let's see, can I fit anything in here? The sigil for to solve. And let's see, I think we have everything covered. I don't really have any more room for. So thank you for watching, and yeah, so we want less of as the moon wanes and whatever. Of course, the moon doesn't actually lose rocks, but it's, I guess, the way the human brain perceives and whatever.